Hello, have you ever felt frustrated when your watch suddenly stops? It's not just losing a tool to tell time, it's the feeling of a disruption, like your rhythm slows down a bit. It makes you realize that sometimes the smallest things can affect your entire day. Maybe you've tapped your watch a few times, hoping it would start running properly, haven't you? Don't do that ever again. Removing the battery first to check it is always the top choice. I'm pretty sure the issue is with the battery, since this watch is brand new and didn't come cheap. Now let's go ahead and check this battery. While I go look for the tools, I'll place this battery on the table for now. I'm back now and I've brought a voltage tester to check this battery. The screen still shows 0, so it looks like this battery has completely drained its internal charge. As expected, really. Now let's go ahead and recharge it. The first thing we need to do is remove the outer metal layer of the battery. Next, we'll remove the plastic casing around the battery using a knife. At this stage, we'll remove the plastic cap of the battery. When removing the outer casing, make sure not to discard the 2 terminals of the battery. We'll be putting them back shortly. I'll set this paper towel aside for now so I can wipe the battery core and keep my hands clean while handling it. Moving on to the next step, we'll remove the black powder inside, which acts as the conductive material. And before we do that, we'll use a bowl to catch the powder. After removing all the conductive material inside, we're left with an entirely empty battery casing. Now we'll move on to creating a new conductive material to replace the old one. You're not mistaken. The first ingredient for our conductive material is these charcoal pieces. We'll grind them into a fine powder to prepare for the next step. After grinding it into a fine powder with a mortar, I'll mix the charcoal evenly with 2 spoons of salt. Alright, now we'll pour this mixture into a bowl. The charcoal and salt are well mixed, so now we just need to pour the mixture into the empty battery casing and reassemble it to complete the battery. Let me explain why the charcoal and salt mixture can replace the conductive material in a battery. First, charcoal is a good conductor when finely ground because its carbon structure allows electrons to move freely. Second, salt, when exposed to moisture, produces ions that further enhance the mixture's conductivity. By thoroughly mixing the fine charcoal with salt, we create a material that conducts electricity effectively while remaining stable inside the battery casing, allowing the battery to function normally without the need for more complex conductive substances. To replace the outer casing we removed at the beginning of the video, I'll use a heat shrink tube to wrap the battery. It's really simple. Just place the battery inside the heat shrink tube, then gently pass a lighter around it so the tube snugly wraps the battery. And just like that, the battery is complete. Pretty simple, isn't it? I've prepared a charger with a separate cable. The cable is broken on the phone end, leaving only the USB end to plug into the charger, with the purpose of recharging this battery. First, simply strip a short section of insulation from the two single wires to expose the copper cores inside. The method is really simple. Here's a tip. Use two small pieces of tape, one on each exposed copper core, then cover the battery's positive and negative terminals. Once that's done, plug the charger into a power source and it's ready. Now we'll plug it in. When you feel the battery starting to warm up, that's the signal to unplug it. It's time to unplug it and check the results. Now I'll set the battery on the table and bring out the voltage tester to check it. You're not seeing things. The reading on the screen is completely accurate and doesn't lie. This number shows that the battery has successfully regained power and can function normally after the process of replacing the conductive material and recharging. Alright, I'm ready to put the battery back into the watch. And finally, we've successfully revived the watch battery. From removing the outer casing, grinding the charcoal, mixing it with salt, to reassembling the battery and testing it, every step went smoothly and gave the expected result. This clearly shows that with a bit of patience, basic battery knowledge, and careful handling, you can fix small gadgets yourself without complex skills or professional tools. Not only does this save money, but it also gives you a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment or share to support me. Make sure to follow the channel for more simple yet effective tips and tricks you can apply in everyday life.